The Braves are loaded. We all know that. With Albies, Riley, and you look at Michael Harris, you got really 5 guys when you add Olsen and Acuna to it. That could be MVP conversation. Basically, any season, that's the type of talent they have. But I want to explain to you why this lineup is so lethal. Everybody's caught up in the home runs. It's how do you get them? The key is getting a good pitch to hit. I'm going to take this lineup. Acuna, Albies, Austin Riley, Olsen, Ozuna, Rosario, Murphy, Arcia, and Harris at the bottom, all right? Yes, we all start with the Ronald Acuna Jr. Throw him a fastball, you know where it ends up? First pitch of the game, bye-bye homer. I'm going to tell you why they hit fastballs and they hunt them. Let's pick up a situation. Acuna's on first. What do you think Albies is going to get? Yeah, he's going to get a fastball. Why? Because this guy's going to steal 70 bases. So now he knows he's getting a heater. They're first and third, second, third, depending on whatever they want to do every time situation comes up. Let's go Riley's up. He's got Albies on first. What's going to happen? He's getting a fastball. Okay? They know what's coming in certain situations when you hit up the heater. Let's go Olsen. All right, bases loaded. Here's a situation with Matt Olson. Let's try to get where you, never mind. What did he hit? What did he hit? A fastball first pitch. I'm telling you, when you have speed, you got Michael Harris hitting ninth every night, and Harris gets on a play. Nice play, but you ain't gonna get him. He's safe, all right? So now he's on first base. This is just the other night. What's the first pitch going to be up? Oh, they walked around Acuna. You got 2 guys on base that can run. Albie says, well, we might get the heaters going. Boom, double, triple, whatever we're going to do down the line. This is what the Braves do. But they feast on fastballs. Why? Because you start here, he can steal. He can steal. He can steal. He's getting a pitch to hit, and he's getting something to hit. Why? Because all these guys are athletic. They put the heat on you. That's what happens when you build a lineup. You don't just go, oh, his OPS, his numbers. No, you go, let's think about what happens. How do we get people pitches to hit? And that's what the Braves do. I see you smiling, but I'm telling it the truth.
I love working with you because you preach average without preaching average. What you're saying is so beautiful. Average tells me a guy can move a runner, a guy can get a guy in, a guy can do situational hitting. And that's what they do so well. They control the zone. They're striking out less than they did last year. I'm smiling because it's spot on. And that's old school baseball. We don't want to admit it. That you had to have bat and barrel control.
And the Braves, if you look at their coaching staff, you look at how they go about things, they're one of the few teams still left where you have guys who played that are hitting coach, manager, infield coach, first base coach, third base coach, that played.
It played.
And they take all the information. One of my favorite stories of a couple of years ago, Ron Washington said, they came to Ron and said, we want to use all our analytics stuff on the defensive side. He said, all right, no problem. And you know what he did?
Yeah.
He took the whole analytic department down to the field. And he said, let's stand here where you're placing guys. And they went, wow, that's a long throw. Yes, you got him standing here. Nobody's making that play. Yeah. So let's talk about how we can do all things together. And that's what they merge, the new school with the old school. And that's why the Braves are ahead of everybody else.
And to your point, the Braves lead in batting average and slugging percentage off fastballs. And one of those former players, Kevin Seitzer, the hitting coach.
Yeah, he was amazing. I had an opportunity in 2015, and I feel like he really allowed me to play for 6-7 more years. And the thing about Kevin Seitzer, what makes him so special, is he takes time to dive into each individual. You know, I first came up and it was a lot of talk, about right field. But as a right-handed hitter, when you think right field, you think right fielder. He said, Cam, you know what we're going to do for you? We're going to break the field down. We're going to make the field a pie chart. For you, Oppo is anything right of the bag, second base bag. And all of a sudden now, hunting the fastball in my zone. Where do I handle it well? Now, he got me in my zone. He got my sights in the right spot. All of a sudden, it seemed like the game slowed down. And that's what you're seeing from these elite hitters. You give him elite hitters. I was an average hitter. I was an okay hitter. You give this guy elite talent, and they're buying in now. Another quiet pickup. You talk about moving on, moving further into the season. Nicky Lopez. People are probably looking at Nicky Lopez. He puts together a quality at-bat. What you're saying, he's a tough out. Now you go put him with who I think is maybe one of the best hitting coaches in all of baseball, maybe one of the best infield coaches in all of baseball, one of the best base running coaches in all of baseball, Eric Young Jr. You talk about the stolen bases. Now you add another element of contact and the ability to get it back and continue to tilt the field. It's special what they're doing, but I think Kevin Seitzer doesn't get enough credit for how he's able to get these guys to buy into approach and what each individual does well.
And I want to emphasize this because everybody looks at the Braves, oh, they're old school. No, they take all the numbers that everybody else gets, and they go, this one doesn't make any sense.
Throw it out. Yeah.
This does. Okay, here's what he does best. Let's make this work.
Absolutely.
So when you're able to take numbers and apply them properly, you end up with a juggernaut. And that's what they have. They have crazy talent. They're making moves. I got to give their general manager all kinds of
Alex
credit.
Anthopoulos, brilliant.
He's one of
Amazing.
the best.
Pilar.
And he's out in front of things constantly. When you can take a catcher who thought he was an all-star and say, you're going to be backing up Murphy from Oakland, we're getting him, but we're going to give you a long-term deal if you want to stick around.
Yeah.
And Darno says, yeah, where do I sign?
Yeah. Everybody eats on the fly. Everybody eats on the Braves.
Yes.
No man left behind, and that's what's beautiful. These guys have bought in. They understand, hey, this is my role. I'm going to star in that role.